Footballers these days have a bit of a reputation for being a bit dim, but that culture is soon changing with more and more football stars realizing the importance of education. Today, there are quite a few football players with exceptional talents outside of football. Let's take a look at the smartest football players in today's video. Patrick Bamford. The Forest Academy graduate has been hot property, scoring goals wherever he's gone. However, Patrick Bamford has been presented with some interesting opportunities. He's from a fairly well-off family in Nottingham and was educated at Nottingham High School for Boys. But when he was just 16, he was offered the opportunity to go to Harvard University on a football scholarship deal. Harvard is one of the most prestigious universities in the world, but Bamford turned down the offer when he realized he could pursue a career as a professional footballer. Nevertheless, Bamford is pretty talented, having studied French, biology and history, and even got 5 AS at GCSE. What's more, he's a talented musician and can play the guitar, violin and saxophone. Yugo Nagatomo. The former Inter Milan and current FC Tokyo fullback, Yugo Nagatomo is one of Japan's most decorated footballers, having won the AFC Asian Cup with his country. But what many may not be aware of is Nagatomo's rich education. Nagatomo graduated from Doshisha University in Japan with a degree in political economics. He has since gone on to write 2 books. One of these is titled The Important Thing to Feel the Rise Through Happiness. Catchy, Didier Drogba. Just being a Premier League footballer hardly seems that impressive when you're stacked up alongside Didier Drogba. That comparison becomes even more pronounced when you realize that Drogba is also a qualified accountant, who is touted as being a future president in his war-torn homeland, the Ivory Coast. In the wake of a bloody civil war, Drogba formed part of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, set up to heal the wounds of the country and reunite its people. He is one of the most influential people not just in the Ivory Coast, but all of Africa as well. Fraser Forster. The Big Geordie has been a revelation since signing for Southampton from Celtic. After years of proving himself and gaining experience north of the border, Forster made the move to the South Coast in 2014. After joining Saints, he started studying for a course in business studies at university. Alongside breaking records for the longest period without conceding a goal in a Saints shirt, he's got something going upstairs. He may look all brawn, but he's certainly trying to prove that there's some brain behind that too. Glenn Johnson. The Dartford-born fullback has played for some big clubs in the Premier League. But it was during his time at Liverpool that he made some steps towards improving his education. Glenn Johnson claimed in an interview with The Telegraph that he was pursuing a degree in maths. He spoke about his happiness at doing it, and admitted that proving a point to his teachers at school who thought he would amount to nothing was something that spurred him on greatly. More power to you, Glenn! Juan Mata! The little Spaniard has put a smile on the faces of Premier League fans since joining Chelsea from Valencia. His attitude to always give back to the fans made him player of the season more than once at Chelsea before making his move north to Manchester. Mata also uses his free time away from football very constructively. After gaining a degree in journalism from the University of Madrid, he looks set to carry on this ethos by getting degrees in both marketing and sports science from the University of Manchester. Carrying his team one week and carrying his coursework group the next, Frank Lampard. There can only be one man to top this list, and it might surprise some. Don't let Frank Lampard's reputation precede him. He's an extremely intelligent man. Lampard has an IQ of 150, which places him in the top 0.1% of the population. If you think that's impressive, well, how about this? That score is only 10 less than Albert Einstein's. Perhaps after Lampard is done with football, he can tackle the Hadron Collider in Switzerland.